Pay attention to the demeanor of the bearded man in a dark-colored long-sleeved shirt seated at the table on the right. To an unsuspecting observer, he might appear normal and sane, even perfectly all right.
I just broadly asked him who was the man in the basement and left it open-ended and let him kind of direct his thought process.
You don't know how many times I have, and it bursts into tears a little bit because, you know, you talk to him and you realize how
But little do the police know this man's ascent to insanity led him to consuming human flesh just a few days prior. Six weeks earlier, on November 25th, the district's 911 center had just received a distress call from a man who also appeared to be the victim of this homicidal maniac.
Charlotte County 911.
I want to get away from some creepy guy. He had me tied up in his basement.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'm trying to escape from some guy who had me chained up in his basement.
He had you chained in his basement? Where are you calling from?
I don't know. I don't know this road.
Are you on
from here?
Okay, hold on one second. Looks like you're on Tyrell Road.
It could be.
Are you walking?
Yeah.
Hold on one
I don't
second.
even have shoes on.
3562.
I don't know if I should try to go to someone's house. I don't know where I'm at.
I'm trying to put out a call. 62,
Okay.
You can start off for Tyrell. Just east of Morris Road, had a subject that was chained up in someone's basement, just fled the residence. He's out on foot.
12:25 a.m., December 2019. Just 3 days earlier, the Genesee Metro Police received a disturbing report pertaining to a missing person, 25-year-old Kevin Bacon.
On Christmas Day 2019, the Metro Police Department were contacted pertaining to a missing person, Kevin Bacon.
And on December 24th, 2019, Kevin disappeared without a trace.
Years old, his parents report him missing because he had not shown up for a Christmas brunch.
The crazed criminal who claimed his name is not Mark Latunsky had been found with Kevin's body strung up unalive in the basement of a stone cottage.
I remember there being some lights on. We just made a silent approach. We had knocked. Mark Latunsky answered, and we'd explained to him we were investigating a missing persons complaint with Kevin Bacon, asked consent to search the house, and Mark Latunsky granted it. Me and one of the other officers remained with Mr. Latunsky, just conversating with him. While they were searching the home, Mark appeared very calm and collected, not nervous whatsoever. His Christmas tree was still up. We were talking about that.
28. Can we get some sort of update for EMS?
Central, this is most likely a K. We're going to treat it as a homicide.
Just broadly asked him who was the man in the basement and left it open-ended and let him kind of direct his thought process.
As for the killer, he had been on the run for nearly 2 years, a fugitive in the truest sense of the term. But in only 15 seconds, he's going to lose control for the first time.
You know, but in talking to it, because I've never done this, I still have never done this before.
Okay, so what did you
do? We chatted for a while.
The only person capable of putting an end to his actions is the one he least expects. His own hostage, 25-year-old Kevin Bacon.
On Christmas Day 2019, the Metro Police Department were contacted pertaining to a missing person, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was 25 years old. His parents report him missing because he had not shown up for a Christmas brunch. And they indicated that this was very out of character.
Something I always admired about Kevin is he was never afraid to express himself. He was not afraid to be this big, bald man with a pink polo and a purse and his nails done.
Kevin was just one of my truest, closest friends that I ever had. He was just very vibrant, and he always had an opinion about everything.
When I first met Kevin, his major was psychology. He would spread awareness about important topics like the LGBTQ community and sexual violence prevention. His passion was helping people.
Born on November 28, 1994, to parents Carl and Pamela and raised in the suburbs of Lansing, Michigan, 25-year-old hairdresser Kevin Bacon had ambitions of relocating to Chicago and was eager to start his new life by joining a more diverse gay community in Chicago. Little did Bacon know that what was in store for him would exceed what he had imagined.
He described the things that he wanted, and we made the agreement, and he was supposed to disappear, be gone.
So what was the agreement?
I would make his body disappear.
5 p.m. Christmas Eve, 2019. Kevin Bacon had packed his bags and said goodbye to his roommates with no idea of what lay ahead for him.
Could you do this to someone? How could you take someone's life away like that?
Michelle Myers is Kevin's roommate, and today she was at the arraignment for the person who investigators believe murdered her best friend.
On that evening, a Nest doorbell camera captured him walking out the door, and apart from his killer, his roommates were the last to ever set eyes on him. By 12:48 a.m. on the evening of December 28th, the cops had located and arrived at Mark Latunsky's apartment on the outskirts of Shiawassee County, just 25 to 30 miles from Swartz Creek, where Kevin had resided. Upon the officers' request for an investigation, they were met with the horrifying sight behind a sliding barn door on the north side of the Shiawassee County apartment.
I just broadly asked him who was the man in the basement and left it open-ended and let him kind of direct his thought process.
You see, on the morning of December 25th, Kevin's parents received a call. Kevin had failed to return from his date with a man named Latunsky, and his roommate had already tried contacting the cops when Kevin didn't to come home the previous evening.
Kevin's dead. He's got a family. They're going to want answers. I don't have them at all.
The next day, after he missed Christmas breakfast with his family, his father called the police, and for 3 days, Bacon's roommates, friends, and family looked for him. In fact, the local news stations had tagged along with the search. 3 days earlier, at around 5 p.m. on December 24th, 2019, in Swartz Creek, Michigan, a town about 20 minutes southwest of Flint, the 25-year-old Kevin Bacon had headed out to meet a person he met on Grindr, the dating and hookup app for mostly gay, bisexual, and transgender males.
So Kevin's phone was handed over to the Michigan State Police Computer Crimes Lab. And on the phone, they found a chat log from a mobile dating app.
There was one person in particular that Kevin had been communicating with.
They were looking to have a date and have a consensual sexual encounter.
Unknown to Kevin, the man he had just gotten into a chat with had in fact suffered from severe psychosis. In 2010 and 2012, he was diagnosed on 2 separate occasions with severe, recurrent, and chronic major depression with psychotic features, adjustment disorder with depression and anxiety, paranoid schizophrenia, and borderline personality traits. But there's a twist, and it gets even more interesting here. He had been psychiatrically hospitalized 4 times, his attorney Douglas Kerwin said to the jury. Then 50-year-old Latunsky lived alone in a secluded farmhouse on the rural borders of Shiawassee County. This same farmhouse was where Kevin had agreed to meet with his date to explore each other's sexual fantasies.
We learned he was a 50-year-old divorced male. He was known to run different online sex forums, almost like a male escort type scenario.
The 25th of December 2019 was the day of Christmas, and the Metro Police of Genesee County had just received a disturbing complaint about a missing person. Just 2 days later, on the 27th of December, the authorities contacted Michigan State Police for assistance on the case.
On Christmas Day 2019, the Metro Police Department were contacted pertaining to a missing person, Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon has been missing for 3 days, and all the clues from Kevin's car found at a local store led back to Latunsky. In his car, the cops had found his mobile phone, which contained the messages he exchanged with Lutunsky on Grindr before they had agreed to meet.
I like to take pictures of your hands and your forearms. Just get photographs.
Oh, okay. Well, at this point, we are going to put you back in that cell there. And under the circumstances, you're going to be going to jail tonight until so we can figure out exactly what the prosecutor wants to do. All right?
Someone who works with survivors of sexual violence, I think it's really important that we never victim blame. It was not Kevin's fault that this happened. We can do everything right and protect ourselves in the best ways possible, but at the end of the day, it is the perpetrator who caused that to happen.
Meanwhile, this wasn't the first time Lutunsky had attempted to explore his sexual fantasies. In reality, the psychopath had freaked out all of his male sexual partners at the Shiawassee County residence. But how? Well, it started on October 10th, 2019. 48-year-old James Carlson placed a distress call to the district's 911 center, and he sounded so terrified in his voice that it was clear something was wrong.
Shiawassee 911, where's your emergency?
This is going to sound insane. I'm here in Detroit. I'm from New York. And I met this guy at the bus station who offered me a ride. And I'm not even sure where I am. Well, I broke out of this fucking basement, and I need a ride. Okay. I'm in trouble. I can't even find my way back to his place if I wanted to. I don't know if you can take me a signal. I'm from New York. I'm walking down the street with a picture knife, sweetheart. I need help.
Okay, I'm going to get you help. Are you walking down the street right now?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm passing a barn. It's all beautiful here. I can't believe I don't know where I am. I don't know. Like, I've never ever had anything like this happen. I don't know whether he drugged me. I don't know. I woke up in the fucking basement. Okay? Chained in the basement with a leather thing around my ankle, and I cut it with the butcher knife that I have in my freaking hand. Excuse my French.
Okay. Do you have anything on you right now?
I have my phone. I'm sorry, what?
Are you carrying anything?
A butcher knife. Until I see a police officer. When I see a police officer, I will throw it. Until then, I don't trust that he's not walking up because I got lost, and I don't even know if I'm headed towards his house or not. That's why I'm dialing 911. But I'm lost, so I don't even know if I'm headed back towards his house.
He just woke up in a basement. He was chained to something, so he cut the chain off.
I cut the leather strap that had the chain.
He's not sure where he's at.
I just want to get out of here, and I want to go home. I don't even care about the legal case I was here for. I'm sorry, I can't help them. I want to go home.
Okay, all right. Listen, I've got help on the way. What were you here for?
I'm a volunteer court advocate. I came here to help on the CSC meeting, and I was supposed to be meeting them at the bus station. I met this guy. I'm by. He was cute. He hit on me. I don't know. We went out to the car. We talked. We went to the store. Had a soda. I woke up in the basement. He obviously drugged me.
Okay, when I get a trooper close to you, I'm going to need you to put that butcher knife down, though.
Oh, that's not an issue, sweetie. We'll go flying into the woods.
Okay.
Your officer is in no danger. I've been a public
You don't need to throw it in the woods, but I just don't want it on you. Is there anything else on you at all?
Just, I don't even know if I have my cigarettes.
Okay. You don't have a bag or anything else?
No, I don't have my bag, honestly.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate that my wallet was in my hoodie. I met this guy here, and he seemed like a nice guy. He points outside like he wanted to talk. I go outside. He goes, oh, no, I just started shooting birds. He was cute. I'm from New York, and I never had this happen.
Are you injured at all? Do you think that you need any medical attention?
No, I'm not injured.
Okay.
I really know myself. I'm in a panic right now. Chain's only as good as the weakest link, honey. He had a leather strap to a metal chain. He's an idiot.
Okay, where I'm showing you, the trooper is a little bit away, but when he gets closer, I'm going to need you to put that knife down.
That's no problem, man. I have nothing but respect for the police officers. I've never had a problem with police.
Just advising. He has a knife in his hand he used to cut that leather off. He's going to put it down when he sees you approaching.
Because I don't know if I'm working towards him, and if he comes walking out, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be alarmed.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I was definitely it's so real right now. When this settles in, I'm probably not going to be able to function. This is like shit from a movie. I ran down driveways. I ran all over so much that I'm fucking lost. Excuse my French. I was making sure I wasn't being followed. I don't know whether he's got dogs. I don't know. I don't remember going to his house.
Okay.
I don't want an incident report. I just really need a ride. Just get in here, please.
So if you see him approaching, I need you to put that knife on.
Okay, I don't see any lights at all.
Okay.
Okay, I'm starting to see lights coming up behind me. They're ways away, though.
Okay.
I will stick this on the guardrail as soon as I can tell nobody's walking behind me. This is the second vehicle I'm seeing tonight.
Okay.
And I'm hoping this is a cop, because if it's not, I'm going to be really scared. I'm flagging down whoever this is. So if this is the maniac, you're going to hear some crazy shit. I don't know. I think this is a cop because that looks like an extra bright light, so I am now putting this down.
Okay.
I am unarmed. It is on the guardrail. I am not armed.
He sees you. He's putting that knife on the guardrail.
I am not armed. It's over here.
He sees you. He sees you.
Okay. I just want him to know I'm not armed.
He knows.
I'm not armed.
He knows.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm not armed. I'm just really happy to see you. No, sir, you do whatever you have to do. You're the police. Stand in front of my car. Whatever you need, sir. Okay, I'm going to hang up on you, okay?
Yep, he'll take good care of you.
At this moment, you could sense the paranoia in James's voice, but it didn't end there. James Carlson recounted how Latunsky had creeped him out, and weeks later, another example surfaced. On November 25th, 2019, neighbors witnessed an unknown male depart the Shiawassee County apartment at midnight wearing a leather kilt. The unknown man was so terrified by Latunsky. He was so terrified, he called 911 out of paranoia.
Shiawassee County 911.
I want to get away from some creepy guy. He had me tied up in his basement.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'm trying to escape from some guy who had me chained up in his basement.
He had you chained in his basement? Where are you calling from?
I don't know. I am heading to this road.
Are you on
from here?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Looks like you're on Tyrell Road.
It could be.
Are you walking?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
I don't even have shoes on.
3562.
I don't know if I should try to go to someone's house. I don't know where I'm at.
I'm trying to put out a call. 62,
Okay.
you can start off for Tyrell. Just east of Morris Road, had a subject that was chained up in someone's basement, just fled the residence. He's out on foot.
He's after me.
Okay, I need you to go to somewhere safe. If you can run up to somebody's house. Where are you at right now? Are you able to get away?
Help me. Help me.
62, he's running towards the house. Guy's trying to come after him. I'm trying to get further. Okay, I need an address where you're at. I'm trying to get it.
What's your address? I'm on the phone with the cops right now.
Where are you on? What's their address? I need their address.
He won't give me the address.
Are you outside or inside somebody's house?
I'm trying to send someone to help me.
Are you in the road? I have some state troopers that aren't very far away.
I don't know where.
Are you in?
Well,
where are you at right now?
I'm on a white house across from like a barn.
Okay, are you close to the road? Can you see an address on the mailbox?
Yeah. I'm too far away from the mailbox.
I'm sorry?
I'm too far away from it.
Can you see a mailbox? Are you on the road?
Yeah, I'm on the road now.
62 and 12, he's running down the road. I'm trying to get an address or a mailbox or something for him. It's kind of hysterical.
910W.
910?
Yeah.
I think he's in front of 910 West Tyrell. He's at 910 Tyrell.
He's trying to get away from me. No, please. I'm on the clock. What's your address? What's your address?
Let me can I talk to whoever you're talking to?
What's your address? What's your address? Yes, Henry.
3562 and 12. We're going to be at 910. That's the house we're at, 910. He's talking to a homeowner there. Okay, do you know where the house was at that you were at?
He was not even a mile down the road going, I don't know what way. I see the trooper.
Okay.
I see both of them. I see the trooper right there. He just, yeah. Trooper is right here.
Okay, go ahead and talk to them, but you're going to have to point out where the house was at that you're in, okay?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and talk to the troopers there.
Okay, so hang up.
Yep, you can hang up with me.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Latunsky had tailed the unknown man, and when the state troopers showed up and asked Latunsky why he was chasing the man, he claimed he was chasing him because he wanted his expensive kilt back. You see, assault cases without witness cooperation are difficult to prosecute, and Latunsky's victims never made it any easier, as they never agreed to press charges. But the 28th of November was the last of the psycho.
There's so many signs along the way.
That you never saw at all during your relationship?
Not this, no. Yes, that there was something wrong.
On that fateful evening at 12:48 a.m. at Latunsky's apartment, the cops tried to piece together Kevin Bacon's last movement. Both his victims and husband of 3 years, Jamie Arnold, had vital information to share, and all of it created a clear and chilling picture.
I remember there being some lights on. We just made a silent approach. We had knocked. Mark Latunsky answered, and we'd explained to him we were investigating a missing persons complaint with Kevin Bacon, asked consent to search the house, and Mark Latunsky granted it.
Meanwhile, on that same day, Kevin's parents received a call no parent ever wanted to receive. A body had been found. Immediately, the thoughts they had to find their son now became a journey to identify his remains. So what may have happened in the Shiawassee County apartment that evening?
When I arrived on scene, we were taken to a secluded room on the north side of the house. The room had a sliding barn door that only locked from the outside. So if the searching officers were not really thorough, it very easily could have been missed.
I remember thinking to myself, what in the world are we looking at?
Well, when the cops arrived at the Shiawassee County apartment, they were greeted with the sight of a half-naked man wearing a black leather kilt. That man's name was Mark Latunsky.
Me and one of the other officers remained with Mr. Latunsky, just conversating with them. While they were searching the home, Mark appeared very calm and collected, not nervous whatsoever. His Christmas tree was still up. We were talking about that.
28. Can we get some sort of update for EMS?
Central, this is most likely a K. We're going to treat this as a homicide.
When I arrived on scene, we were taken to a secluded room on the north side of the house. The room had a sliding barn door that only locked from the outside. So if the searching officers were not really thorough, it very easily could have been missed.
In Latunsky's basement, the cops noticed that Mark had strung up Kevin by his ankles with freshly dripped blood on the dirt. And without other options, Latunsky quickly admitted to the crime.
He was nude, and he was hanging from his feet by the ceiling of the basement. There was a trap door that had been opened, exposing sand and dirt. And there was a dried pooled blood directly below the body.
He had been hanging there for a while, but initially, we couldn't see the injuries that he had.
After being read his Miranda rights, he said he planned to use Bacon's blood and bones to fertilize plants on his property and his muscles to make beef jerky.
And part of it was the process of determining, that what portions of his body couldn't be used or gotten. That there were certain things as far as turning his bones into bone meal and turning them into something that would grow tulips, for example. My family will never know that it's me.
Not only that, Latunsky had slit his throat up to his neck wide open, and ropes with chunks of flesh missing from Kevin's body were found in the dimly lit basement. He was naked, his hair shaved and put in a plastic bag, and Kevin had a stab wound to the back of his body.
At the times, and at the time that you assisted him in passing, did you have clothes on at that time, or were you naked? Okay.
I was naked.
Okay.
I had no.
So there would be blood on the sheets, though. Were you just laid down if it came off?
It would be dried. It would be whatever sloughed off. And I looked at it, and again, maybe my thinking of saying, you know what?
The worst was that Kevin's testicles were also missing, and apparently Mark had used a knife to remove them, taken them upstairs, fried them, and ate them. It was brutal.
I actually texted a friend. I killed Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon is my hero.
Did you do this by yourself? You didn't have help?
I did it all by myself. I mean, it was during that evening, and then after he was, and I don't know, it's just flat out fact, is that after he was dead, he was hanging, I was done for the night, and it was then that I started to do what I told him I was going to do. It was the new moon, and honoring my word to what I said I would do, that was when I took I cut them out.
Fortunately, I was able to keep my composure for the most part, but I think my stomach was turning right about that time.
However, Latunsky isn't your average serial killer. He's smart but cunning as well, because in fact he pleaded not guilty to his offense, but his plea was denied. You see, upon questioning throughout the probe, the cannibal Mark Latunsky informed the authorities that his victims had begged to be killed, and he even claimed to be Edgar Thomas Hill rather than Mark Latunsky.
Mark David Latunsky. Okay. That is not my legal name.
Oh, it isn't?
No. That is a stolen identity. Mark David Latunsky was last, or at least the last record that I have of Mark David Latunsky was 1972. He was born in 1969. He has black hair, he has brown eyes, and he was born a cripple. All of the people that I grew up with knew that I'm not Mark David Latunsky, and they just failed to tell me.
So what is the name that you prefer, or that you use?
My name is Edgar Thomas Hill.
So you're Edgar Thomas Hill.
With such a declaration from Latunsky, despite the gravity of the crime, he was deemed unable to face trial in February 2020 and was sent to a mental facility in Ypsilanti in April 2021 for psychological treatment and additional testing.
Mr. Latunsky, on December 24th, 2019, were you at 703 West Terrell in Morris, Michigan?
Yes, I was.
To your knowledge, is that in Shiawassee County?
Yes, it is.
On that date, were you with Kevin Bacon?
Yes, I was.
Did you use a knife to stab Mr. Bacon?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that stabbing Mr. Bacon with a knife would most certainly create a very high risk of death or grave bodily harm to Mr. Bacon?
Yes, I did.
After Mr. Bacon was dead, did you remove part of his body, specifically his testicles?
Yes, I did.
Did you move those testicles to the kitchen?
Yes, I did.
Did you do so without legal authorization, meaning you were not doing so to embalm Mr. Bacon's body or to do a proper post-mortem examination?
No, I didn't.
Your Honor, I believe that's sufficient factual basis for both counts.
On October 5th, 2020, he was ruled competent to stand trial, and on Thursday, December 15th, 2022, Mark Latunsky was sentenced to life imprisonment on the charges of 2 felonies, homicide and mutilation of a dead body without the possibility of parole.
This is one of the most brutal, horrific murders I've seen not only in this county but in the state.
are going to miss him. And Christopher says that everything will never be the same for us ever again.
Bacon tells us what Lutunsky did not only took away Kevin, but also caused even more irreparable damage to her family.
Because of Lutunsky, we divorced, and it's not been an easy thing to do. I'm trying to cope with my daughter, but right now, because of what Lutunsky did, my daughter doesn't. She blames me. I don't know why, but she blames me for what happened with the divorce and what's happened to Kevin, so she kind of doesn't want to talk with me right now.
It's hard. Sometimes I feel like it's not real, and I just want everyone to think of rainbows when they think about Kevin, because that's what he was.